Life doesn't warn you before it breaks you. One day you're strong, the next, you're on the floor, wondering how everything fell apart. But before you give up, remember this story because it might help you stand up again. This is the story of a man named Ethan. Ethan was not special. He wasn't famous. He was just a normal man trying to live a normal life. He worked hard every day. He showed up on time. He helped people when he could. He believed that if he did the right things, life would be fair. And for many years, it felt that way. He had a steady job, small apartment, friends he trusted, dreams that felt possible. Ethan believed his life was finally on the right path. But life has a strange way of testing people, especially the ones who are quietly strong. Everything began to fall apart in 1 year. First, Ethan lost his job. The company he worked for shut down without any warning. One email, one meeting, and just like that, years of dedicated work meant nothing. He told himself, "It's okay, I'll find another job." But weeks passed, then months. Rejection emails filled his inbox day after day. His savings slowly disappeared. The stress grew heavier and heavier with every bill that arrived. Then came another blow. Someone he deeply trusted, a person he thought would always be there, walked out of his life. There was no explanation, no goodbye, just silence. That loss, that silence, hurt more than losing the job. Ethan began to feel invisible and wanted replaceable. He stopped sleeping well. He stopped smiling. Most importantly, he stopped believing in himself. One night, sitting alone in his dark room, he whispered into the emptiness, "I don't recognize my life anymore." That was the night life finally broke him. His days started to feel the same. Wake up, apply for jobs, get ignored, go to bed tired. Ethan felt like he was sinking in quicksand. The more he struggled, the deeper he sank. He would scroll through social media, comparing his life to others. Everyone else looked happy, successful, moving forward. And he just felt stuck, broken, and left behind. He began to think dangerous thoughts, thoughts that chip away at your soul. Maybe I'm not good enough. Maybe this is all I deserve. Maybe I should just stop trying. One afternoon, after another rejection email, Ethan went for a long walk. He had no destination. He was just walking. He walked until his legs hurt and his mind felt completely empty. Eventually, he sat down on a bench in a quiet park. And for the first time, he admitted the raw, painful truth to himself. "I am tired of fighting." As Ethan sat there, staring at the ground, he noticed something small. A little boy was trying to ride a bicycle nearby. The boy pushed. He fell. He got back up, down again. And again. And again. Each time, he seemed to fall harder. The boy's knees were dirty. His hands were shaking. His face looked like he was close to tears. Finally, the boy fell one more time, and this time, he stayed on the ground. Ethan watched closely. The boy looked at his bike. He looked at his scraped knees. And for a moment, he didn't move. Ethan thought to himself, "That's it. He's done." But then, something happened. The boy slowly, deliberately, stood up. He wiped his tears with the back of his hand. He picked up the bike. And this time, he rode it. It wasn't perfect. It wasn't smooth. But he was riding. The boy laughed. A sound of pure pride and happiness. Ethan felt something tighten in his chest. That small moment, watching that little boy, hit him harder than anything else had in months. Ethan suddenly realized something painful and incredibly powerful. That boy didn't know that failure was supposed to be final. He didn't know when he was supposed to quit. He didn't wait for anyone's permission to try again. He just stood up. Ethan whispered to himself, his voice cracking, "When did I stop doing that?" He remembered his younger self, the one who believed in possibilities, the one who would try again after failing, the one who didn't give up so easily. Life hadn't broken him in one day. It broke him slowly by convincing him he was done, but watching that boy reminded him of a fundamental truth. Falling doesn't end your story. Staying down does. Ethan stood up from the bench. For the first time in months, he felt something different. It wasn't happiness. It wasn't confidence. It was strength. Quiet, resilient strength. Nothing changed overnight. Ethan didn't suddenly become rich. He didn't magically find success. But something essential inside him had changed. The next day, he updated his resume again. He applied for jobs again. He reached out to people he had been avoiding out of shame. He started walking every morning. He started eating better. He focused on sleeping more. They were small steps, very small steps. Some days were still incredibly hard. Some days he wanted to quit all over again. But now, when life pushed him down, he remembered the boy. He remembered the bike, the scraped knees, and he remembered the choice to stand up. Weeks later, Ethan got a call, then an interview, then another interview. It wasn't his dream job. Not by a long shot, but it was a start. And this time, he was profoundly grateful for just a start. Slowly, life began to move again. Ethan's life didn't become perfect, but it became real again. He learned something important. Life will break you. Again and again. It will take your plans, your comfort, and your confidence, but it can only defeat you if you decide to stay down. Standing up doesn't mean you feel strong. It means you are brave. So if life has broken you, if you feel tired, if you feel lost, remember this story. Remember the boy on the bike. Remember Ethan on the bench. And remember this truth. You don't need to be ready. You don't need to feel strong. You just need to stand up one more time. Because sometimes, that one moment is enough to change everything. Thanks for watching. If this story resonated with you, please consider subscribing for more content like this. Take care of yourself.